Once again, you are very welcome on the Ben Live Show. My name is Gifty Nakainga, and today we live from Serena Victoria Hotel in Chigo. So, being that it's also another episode we are bringing to you, we do have the one and only Nancy Linda Kalembe, and well, she's an amazing woman. You're going to get to know her more and more, just like you've known her before, but then you're going to get to know her more and more. Well, just at this point of time, I'm going to welcome her to first greet us and also welcome us on the show, but then we're going to get to know her more in details. You're welcome, Madam Nancy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Well, I'm requesting you to say hello to our viewers that have not heard from you in a long time, and then welcome them on the show.
Dear viewers, thank you for watching us today. I am happy to be here to speak to you. For all of you who are praying with us for our nation, I thank you. For all of you who are working so hard, especially during this very difficult time of COVID, I thank you so much. And for the children who are behaving themselves, thank you too.
Thank you so much. She's so lovely. I just love her voice. But well, she's known to be a former presidential aspirant and the only one woman in the 2020 polls that were happening here in Uganda. And well, she's also known to be a former media personality, and she's going to be telling us where she worked before, from which media house. Been reading through her profile, and she loves swimming. Well, she doesn't look to be a swimmer, but she loves swimming. But I'm going to request her to tell us more about herself, what she does, what she's up to, and so many things are going to be coming in. Well, so our viewers would want to get to know you in details and be able to associate with you.
So what do swimmers look like again?
Okay, you told, yeah, but they're a bit, what is it called?
Muscular.
Yeah, muscular. Yeah, and you don't look
Not
what?
necessarily.
Are you too soft?
I'm much older now. I don't swim competitively. That's why maybe I've lost the muscles, but I still swim for leisure. But I used to swim competitively. Anyway, I'm Nancy Kalembe. You already said that. I love swimming. I love sports generally because it keeps your mind active. So I do all kinds of sports. I swim, I play tennis, I run sometimes. I just like to keep fit. I like to exercise, whether at home or in the gym, wherever. I like to exercise because I like to keep fit. At my age, I should probably be a lot bigger than this, but God has helped me this far. When I'm introducing myself, the title I like the most, and yet I didn't earn it, is I like to say I'm Nancy Kalembe, the daughter of the Most High God. That title only comes by grace. I don't have to work for it, I don't have to earn it, and yet it is the best title I have. It's better than any accolades I have, whether it's gold medals, whether it is certificates or degrees or whatever, everything else you work for, but it's not as glorious as being called the daughter of the Most High God. Yes, so about my educational background, I did my PLE in Budo Junior School, so I'm a Budonian.
Oh, Budonian.
Yes.
Okay.
I then joined Mount St. Mary's College, Namagunga, for my O-level. And for my HSC, I was in Mariam High School.
Mariam.
Yes.
Is it a Muslim school?
Yes. So you see how balanced I am. In Budo, we were Anglican. In Namagunga, Catholic. In Mariam High, Muslim. And then I joined Makerere University, where I did a Bachelor of Science in Population Studies. And I majored in actuarial science. I've had a lot of people call me a lot of things, accountant, I don't know. Yeah. Yes, but I majored in actuarial science. I'm a mathematician, basically. I like numbers, so... or
maybe that's why they call you an accountant.
Yes, I think. To simplify for themselves, they say, Oyabala. accountant.
But it's not
Anyway, it is not really accounts. My journey has been, for the first few years, I thought my journey was random. A lot of people said, you've never been in politics. How did you end up running for presidency? You just woke up one day and decided, okay, let me run for presidency. And actually, no, that wasn't the issue.
It didn't just happen.
When I was 9 years old, I wanted to be three things when I grow up. One, I wanted to be an Olympiad because I was too much into athletics.
Okay.
Athletics.
Sorry.
Olympics is about sports and all. I wanted to be an Olympiad. I always admired the women who ran with the torch at the beginning of the Olympics, and they handed over the torch to
others.
whoever. And they picked particular people to carry that torch. And I wanted to one day grow up and be an Olympiad. I wanted to bring a gold medal back home in 100 meters. I was a sprinter since I was young. And so that was one of my dreams. I said at 9 years old, this is a 9-year-old sitting down and planning out her life. I want to be in the Olympics because I was exposed to sports very early in my life. So I wanted to be an Olympiad. Secondly, I wanted to be a lawyer.
An Olympiad, a lawyer.
Yes. I watched a program called Crown Court. UTV used to show a program called Crown Court in the early 80s when I was very young. Crown Court is a very old show. Probably very few people remember it. It used to show in the early 80s. And the way the lawyers used to fight for their clients and they'd get justice, I thought, I want to grow up and get justice for. There's a particular episode where a mother was going to lose their child, and the lawyer fought so hard to get that child back to its rightful mother, and I thought I was going to be a lawyer because of that. The third thing I wanted to be was to be Miss World.
Okay, an Olympian, a lawyer, and then Miss World.
And a beauty queen, Miss World.
Queen.
That was when I was 9. However, as I grew older, of course, some of those things changed.
Yeah, they drift.
I never wanted to become a lawyer again as I grew older. I thought, no, I don't want to be a lawyer. I changed my mind. I stayed with sports all the way to university. I was actually athletics captain, Makerere University. I was also swimming captain, Makerere University. I'm an East African gold medalist. I got a few gold medals, so I aimed at the sky and I became an East African gold medalist. I didn't get to the Olympics, but got that. As far as Miss World is concerned, I was in Miss Uganda, though it came in an interesting way. Later on, I wanted to do other things with my life. When I was 14 years old, I started thinking about becoming president of this country.
14 years?
Yes.
And a 14-year-old life.
And because of that, I started doing leadership training. I would go, every time there'd be leadership courses, I would go for those leadership courses.
At 14 years?
Throughout my life.
Oh,
I've gone for different leadership courses. In school, I was a leader in different capacities, whether in sports or in class or in school generally. I was head prefect at some point. So different things. I was prefect of education, what you'd call Minister of Education. So I served in different leadership positions as I grew older. And so the dream kept on growing, and I kept on praying about it, kept on seeking mentors who would help me.
Nurture you into that path?
Yes, nurture me into that path. So for people who were close to me, they've always known, so they were not surprised. And then with time, of course, they came on board and supported me. Some of them thought, isn't it too early? Because some people, with Ugandan politics, or African politics, we tend to think that leaders should be in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. But when you look at the most developed countries, their leaders are in their 40s and in their 30s, and they serve well when they still have a lot of energy, they're still flexible, they're still agile, they're still, but in Africa it's different. If you look at the countries that have the oldest presidents, they're usually very low on the when it comes to the economy and a lot of other things. But when you look at European countries that are way ahead of us, their leaders are much younger. So I didn't think there was a problem with that. So anyway, that was one aspect of my life that came in when I was in my teenage years, and it kept on throughout. So running for presidency was a blessing because I learned a lot of things. I got to know my country because I had the opportunity. I was probably the only presidential candidate who moved around the whole country. I visited 127 districts. The Bible says that all authority comes from God. And I guess that is something I describe as grace. People who did not know anything about me, just listening to what I had to say, for them to decide that they will support me was very humbling. I went out on the fact that I believe this is the path that God has laid out for me. And if it is so that God has laid it out for me, then He will support me along the way. And when God supports you, His children too come on board. So I can't say I worked for it, or there's something in particular that I did that could have caused people to support me. It's just grace. They were kind enough to listen. I found favor before God and before the people who listened to me. And for that, I'm very grateful. I wouldn't say I worked so hard or I did this so much. We are human beings, ultimately. I get tired, I get discouraged, I get weak, I get sick, I get everything as other human beings. But I thank God because when you're surrounded by people who keep on lifting you up, who keep on pulling you up, and when finally we came to election day, and I found that the first time I'm running, I'm getting close to 40,000 votes. That is a vote of confidence. And for the many Ugandans who voted for me, I can't even say thank you, because I feel like that wouldn't be enough. Because that's a vote of confidence. That is someone saying, I don't know you, I listened to you, I have watched you, and I have trusted you with a vote that could probably change my life. So voting for me is not about, why I say I can't even say thank you, because I feel like it's not enough, is because when someone goes and stands in the sun or in the rain, wakes up early in the morning to cast their vote for you, it's not a piece of paper they're dropping in that box. It is a vote of confidence. It is saying, you found favor before me. It is saying, I trust you. It is saying, I honor you. It is saying, I believe in you. It is saying so many things. That's just a piece of paper. But when you see, whether it is 5 people or 10 people, and for me it was over 40,000 or around about 40,000 people across the country, northern Uganda, eastern Uganda, western Uganda, central. It wasn't my family members, because I don't have that many. It wasn't my schoolmates. It wasn't my colleagues. It was Ugandans who decided, let's support this woman. You just didn't cast for me a vote. You said so much with that vote that I can't probably put in words. So thank you. If I had a better word for that to express my gratitude. You know, a lot of people just say, oh wow, people voted for you, that's nice. No. It is not nice that people voted for me. It is a blessing. I don't know how else to put it. It is not just nice that people voted for me. It is an honor beyond what I ever imagined.
I know some of you, the questions that are running in your minds are like, oh, why should they get the money to run for campaigns? She's the right person to answer that. About the finances, we know they're very expensive, yeah? Very, very expensive. But tell us that if someone is out there looking up to you and then they're like, if Nancy Linda Kalembe was able to come through and make it, I can also come through and make it.
To be honest, there's only been, I think, one presidential candidate who has run with his own money. Across the globe, most people use money that is not theirs. it's the people who believe in you. It's the people who support you. As I said earlier, I'm not one of the billionaires in Uganda's rich list, no. I've not been a politician, but the people who believed in me supported. As I was asked during the campaigns, I told them that, you know what, God will provide. And they thought, that's a joke. So you don't have even $1 billion shillings to start off? I said, no, but God will provide. And I was asked several times, so who's funding your campaign? I said, God, over and over again. But a lot of people think it is a joke. But actually, you see, we are God's children, right? And when you're at home and you're sick, and your siblings are around, and your mother goes to work, but she took you to hospital, you have medicine. Who's taking care of you? Your sister or your brother? But who bought the medicine? Ani akujanjaba. Mama yakujanjaba, batata yakujanjaba. But who's administering the medicine? One of your sisters. So the same thing when it comes, Bible yetugamba nti ebyokunsi bituyigiza ebyomuggulu. If our sisters work together with us, they help you sweep the house when it's your turn to sweep the house or wash the dishes or cook. The same thing. When it's my turn to run for presidency, my brothers and sisters came together and decided, I'll give you $1 million shillings, I'll give you 10 million, I'll give you 500. I have a lady in the village in Kalido district who used to send me 2,000 shillings every week. 2,000 shillings on mobile money every week. Now, people may not understand the value of that 2,000 shillings every week. When a woman deep down in the village sends you her 2,000 shillings every week,
It's a lot of money.
that is beyond support. When it comes to basic mathematics, what are you going to use it for? You may think it can't even buy fuel. But the value that 2,000 shillings carries, when someone sends you 2,000 shillings on mobile money and says, Mama, nkuwereizayo kwenkumi ibiri dikuyambe, that woman used to make me cry. Because that is invaluable. People were sacrificing to support me. Some people walked up to me, some people sent mobile money, some people sent envelopes, and they supported. And that's how I was able to go through. Some people gave me fuel from their petrol station. Some people gave me accommodation in their hotels. Some people gave me their cars. Some people gave me their time. Someone leaves their work, resigns or asks for leave to come and help you and support you. What goes into a campaign? We've monetized campaigns because that's the only way maybe selfish people want to remain in office, and they say, if you don't have money, you can't run. Leadership is about character, not money. So if you think you're poor,
maybe you can repeat that. So
leadership is about character, not money. Because we've seen a lot of leaders who embezzle money and they think they are rich. If you've embezzled, if you've stolen money, you're not rich. You're actually poorer than the poorest person. But if you can be faithful
with a
little money, that means you're wealthy. You're wealthier than you have ever imagined. If you're an LC1 in some deep village and you're able to help the women in your village and give them food and help children go to school, you're a very wealthy man. If you're a big minister who doesn't even take care of their family, then you're poor. You're one of the poorest people I have ever seen. Because we know members of parliament and ministers who don't even pay school fees for their children, who don't even take care of their homes. Those men are very poor men, very, very poor. But if you're in the village and you wake up every morning and go to the garden and dig, and every day you can get 1,000 shillings, 5,000, but your children are well fed, your wife is well taken care of, you're taking care of your old parents, then you're very rich. It is your character that counts. So if you want to be a leader, it is your character that you should enrich, not your finances. About the provision, God will provide. I started out my campaign with no money, but God provided
along
because that was not important. The money is not what is important. We have made it important because our mindset has been tuned that way. So we end up voting bad leaders into office because they can splash out money in times of campaign. That is what I told people. If they are casting out money, take the money, but vote for someone who is right. Vote for the right leader. Eat the money, yes, because you need it. You've been impoverished by the same leaders, so why don't you use the money that they're giving you? But vote right.
Okay, mentioning of voting right, let's get to know how was your reaction, or how did you feel about the results after the elections were done?
For starters, I was very thankful to God. When you're in a competition, I'm a sportswoman, and I'm used to winning. If I'm running 100 meters, I want to get the gold, or at least the silver or the bronze, but mostly we run for gold. And when you don't win, obviously you're not happy that
Yes.
because you've not won. But I was grateful. On the day they announced the results, it was sad that yes, I hadn't won, so it was not good. But when you sit down and think about it, when I finally got the sheet of the results and I saw the numbers of the people who had voted for me,
For you.
I felt something I can't put in words. So how did I feel? Mixed feelings. You feel bad you've not won, then you feel good that a lot of people voted for you, then you feel good that people are still supporting you even after the elections. People want to know what you're doing, how we can support you, or how we can work with you. Is there a project we can work together? Is there something we can do together? So it's mixed feelings, really. It's not one feeling.
Anyway, what I can tell from her facial expression, she was just excited about those that believed in her. But well, in every kind of situation, I believe there is a negative that comes with it, and then there is a positive that comes with it. So Nancy, tell us, during that time of you running for president, like, what are those good things? What are the lessons that you learned?
For starters, elections are what they call baptism of fire, the campaign process. I would call it the baptism of fire, not baptism of water, but fire. It literally scorches you in different aspects. If I had learned patience before, elections are a master's class or a PhD class in patience. You work with a lot of people of different backgrounds, different personalities, different specialties, and different skill sets. And an election campaign brings strangers into your space, into your home, and then you realize strangers are strangers because you don't know them. But then they come into your life and they're the most resourceful people you have ever come across. And you wonder, where were you all my life? You get what I mean?
Yeah, I really do.
And after elections, by the time we're done with the whole traveling and all that, people you met, people walked up to me and said, I want to run with you. I want to support you. This is what I have to offer. And you looked at them with skepticism and you were thinking, who is this and what do they want? At the end of the campaign period, they are like brothers and sisters to you. So it opened up my mind to realize that we are all the same. We just don't know each other well enough. One of the things that we say the Lord's Prayer as Christians, say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is done in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. I understood that phrase
So well.
Because every day God provided this day our daily bread, every day. So one of the main things that happened to me is my faith came from P1 to graduate class in those few months, because every day we waited on God to show us where we were going to sleep, who we were going to encounter, which people we were going to talk to. You were talking to people who never knew you, in villages that have never heard of you, in places where a woman shouldn't even speak up in public. And then they actually listen to you and say, you're a woman, but, you know, I went to communities where people thought, if you're not old enough, you shouldn't even address them. I said, you're young, but, you know, I learned, I think, should I call it, my faith grew in God, in people. My faith grew in my country. My faith grew in as much as we are third world country, in as much as we say a lot of things are wrong with our country. There is so much that is still so beautiful in Uganda that it gave me hope. Going around this country gave me so much hope. The people of Uganda are still hospitable, they are still kind, they are still honest, they are still patient, they are still benevolent, they're still very good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's just because time is not on our side, but we would love to have Nancy the whole day. she's just another vibe. Yeah, she's an intelligent woman. But then as we do wind up, I want to thank you so much for keeping with us. It's the Ben Live, and if you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please make it a point to subscribe. It is Ben Live on YouTube and then Ben Live on Facebook. Make it a point also to leave there a comment in the comments section. We shall be grateful for that. And if you happen to be new here, please just feel at home. This place is just about to become your home. But well, as we wind up, we want to get to know some of the plans that Nancy has, and one of them I would love to ask her, is she going to come back to contest for the 2026 polls? Is it in your plans in the future?
We plan, and God endorses our plans or rejects them. So come 2026, it would be very good if I could run again. It would be even much better if Uganda has their first female president. It would be divine if Uganda gets a peaceful transition of power. I pray that if God gives us life, I will run again.
Amen.
And if God gives us life, I will win the next elections. If God gives us life, Uganda will have a mother for a president. Not mother because I'm female, but mother because of a heart that actually cares about
The nation.
the nation. Not just the economy, but people's everyday life.
Okay. Thank you so much. We're still broadcasting from Serena Victoria Hotel from Chigo, and well, we're going to be winding up this very episode, but I'm going to be requesting our guest Nancy Linda Kalembe to just give us, to sum up everything, a package that she would want to give to you, the viewers, and then she's going to be signing out and we leave this place.
My dear fellow Ugandans, thank you for watching us. These are very difficult times we're in, but there's hope. Many have lost loved ones. Many have lost jobs, incomes. Many have lost their families. But it is not the end of life. If you're still breathing, then there is still hope. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep taking that one more step. Every day you can take one more step in doing something. If it's children who have lost hope in school, January is coming and you'll be back in school. If it's parents who don't know where they're going to get money to pay for school fees or take care of their families, you're still breathing. That means there's still hope. Let's keep at it. There is no circumstance that is more difficult than dying. The fact that you're still breathing, it means there is still hope. We will get through COVID. It's not the first pandemic that has come to human beings. There have been others, but we have survived. And if you're still living and still breathing, that means you have survived, and you're probably still going to survive. So keep at it. In 5 years' time, in 2 years' time, in 10 years' time, we'll probably have forgotten about this episode. So keep at it. God bless you.
Amen. She's a believer. I would even call her a pastor, but thank you so much, Madam.
No, not a pastor.
No, I'm saying I can't even call you one, but you are not. But thank you so much. We're so very much proud of you. Thank you so much for us inspiring many women, even the men that never believed in themselves. Like, you really made them wake up to be like,
if God still
wow.
loves you, if you're still alive, it means God still loves you.
God still loves you.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Not that if you're dead, God didn't love you, but I mean, God still wants you to be alive, so
we have to be alive. But thank you so much. We're so very much grateful, and then to our viewers of the Ben Live, is so very much grateful, and I would love at this very point of time just end the show from here. You've been watching the Ben Live with Gifty Nakayinga and our very good guest, Linda Kalembe. Thank you so much, the production team, and thank you so much everyone that is going to be coming over and over to watch this interview and also share it with other colleagues to be in position to learn. Learning will never ever end, not until you die. So thank you so much. Till next time. Bye bye.